Hey, it's Ruffian, and today I wanted to go more in depth on the story of how I met Hoodie. So if you don't know, Hoodiepanda is a video game YouTuber. He's one of my favorite YouTubers. So yeah, he was one of the very first gaming YouTubers I was introduced to. And back then, like, the only gaming YouTubers I watched were Cryotic and Emma Blackery's channel, gaming channel. And yeah, so one of the main reasons why I wanted to go to PAX was to meet Hoodie. I went Monday, just to kind of like give you a refresher. That was the only day I went, and that was the day Jacksepticeye was doing a panel, and me and my friend really wanted to go and see that. And so me and my friend got in line at 11:30, which was when the line opened, and it was at Benaroya Hall. So we went there, and then we were kind of just hanging out, and I think Hoodie tweeted something about being in line for Jack's panel, and I know he tweeted earlier about him and Robert doing a meetup, like before the panel, but then they changed it to afterwards and whatever. I like looked behind me, and then I think like 50 feet down or something like that, I saw him, and I freaked out. I was like, oh my god, Hoodie's over there, and I was talking to my friend, I was like, oh my god, Hoodie's down there, like, should I go and meet him? Should I go and say hi? Should I wait until after the panel because that's when they're doing the actual meetup? Like, what am I going to do? My friend was like, okay, Sam, just go say hi, like, he probably wants to meet people. And I was like, oh my god, like, I don't know, my anxiety was just like, maybe he doesn't want to meet people, maybe he just kind of wants to be by himself until he does the meetup or whatever, I don't know. And then an enforcer came and she saw that I was kind of like freaking out and like jumpy and intense and whatever, and she goes, hey, do you want to play a game? And I was still talking about like Hoodie, and I was like, oh my god, I'm so scared. And she goes, you're scared to play a game? And I'm like, no, there's a YouTuber like down at the end of the line that I watch. And she goes, well, let's go meet him. And I'm like, wait, are you serious? You'll go with me? And she's like, yeah, I'll go with you. I'll go, like, I'll take a picture of you guys and stuff. And I was like, okay, yeah, let's go. So I went with her, and Robert was with like 4 other fans or whatever, and Hoodie was just like, he was sitting on the floor on his phone, and at first I was kind of like, oh my god, maybe he doesn't want to talk to people, maybe he just kind of wants to have a day to himself or something. And so I was like, Hoodie, and he didn't look up, and so I was like, okay, Brett, and I said his name, and then he looked up, and I was like, oh my god, like, I'm pretty sure that was my exact reaction. I just went, oh my god. And he was like, no, hey, come here, or something like that, and he gave me a hug, and let me tell you, he gives like the best hugs. I took a picture with him and he asked me to tweet it at him, and so I said I would. We talked about PAX. I mentioned how I was only there for one day and how I really wanted to meet him, and that I started watching him when Emma gave him a shout out on her channel, and he talked about how like he hung out with Emma the other day and went to the first Starbucks with her, and I don't know, seeing him talk about Emma, it's so adorable because he looks up to her so much. Yeah, and then he asked if I wanted anything signed, and I was like, I really didn't bring anything, and he was like, oh yeah, that's okay. Hey Robert, can you give me your pen? And then Robert handed him his pen. He was like, do you want me to sign your PAX badge? And I was like, yes! Oh my god, yes! And so he did. Okay, let me focus this. Yee! So there we go. He signed my PAX tag. And then after he signed that, he introduced me to Robert, and I gave him a hug. And yeah, and then we talked a little bit about Jack and like, you know, what questions we had for him. And then we said our goodbyes, and he gave me another hug. And then I went back, and I was freaking out. I was fangirling hardcore. If you guys have watched my Luna Called Me video, like, it was the same kind of reaction going on inside. I wasn't screaming, thank god. If I was screaming in the middle of Jacksepticeye's panel line, that would have been, I would have just offed myself. I would have jumped off the balcony. That would have been embarrassing. Thank god I didn't. But yeah, that was a story of how I met Hoodiepanda at PAX. It was great. And I was an anxious little fucker. And I feel kind of bad for that, but hopefully I'll get better at talking to people and stuff so I'm not so socially awkward and a mess. But yeah, if you guys like this video, be sure to leave a like, comment down below if you're also an anxious little shit when it comes to meeting people, and subscribe to my channel. I make new videos every Wednesday, and I will see all of you next week.
You look very with certainty.